Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to walk you through a lesson from one of my courses on how to build a scalable business. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you everything you need to have foundational success in your business. And I'm giving away the template I'm going to go over absolutely free in the description below. I got a lot of different courses, but one of the most important ones that I find that people need right now is getting organized. I feel like there's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners out here who do the smart things. They know how to make revenue, but they really struggle with how to build something scalable or even how to get started. All right, so this is what the course actually looks like, guys. I'm going to walk you through all of these different points from in my own words, in a deeper level. Along with how to use it with the doc. We call this the Get Your Ducks in a Row or Get Organized worksheet. It is a foundational template that you can use for whatever business that you're in. I'm going to walk you through every tab that we've already created for you. But essentially, if you didn't have anything else and all you did was start with this is how you can organize your business, your brand, your sales process, your leads, your projects and milestones, your business structure, a simple accounting template to keep track of all of your expenses and your schedule all in one place so you can just go and work on the business. I literally use this for my business, and I use this with every single client that I work with on the business consulting side. The second thing on here is the problem that you're solving for your clients. So if in the real estate industry, you're solving the problem of real estate being confusing and contracts, and you're helping them be represented so they don't get screwed over. If you are in the website design space or have anything to do with, some services on social media, the transformation is that they're going to have a better overall brand, better client retention, maybe better conversion rate. They'll learn more about websites from talking to you. All right, the third section on here is why do you care? One of the most important parts of running and scaling any business is that you continue to have the motivation to grow the business. If there is not a really strong reason why you are owning the business, running the business, starting the business, whatever it is, then you will probably give up at some point. And so you need to go ahead and go into the think tank and write out why the heck you're doing this thing. All right, so second thing on this list is your SMART goals. So the SMART goals are, okay, what are you trying to accomplish specifically, measurably, attainably with a realistic timeline, right? Most people say, I want to grow the business this year. Well, that's a waste of time goal because it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't help you figure out when your deadlines are. If you don't have any deadlines, you'll never do what you're doing. So you need to have your top 10 goals here, and you need to keep it focused on revenue growth and things that are actually going to move the needle in your business, and quit wasting time on shiny objects. Final category in this list here is your ultimate business plan. So a lot of businesses, they'll start getting revenue, they'll start doing well, but they don't have an exit plan or where are we going long-term with this? And then they end up plateauing because they're not starting with the end in mind. You need to know what is the ultimate goal with the business. Are you opening up 5 stores and then retiring? Are you trying to become some sort of influencer? Are you trying to, start a nonprofit that changes lives? Like what are you really trying to get at? And it needs to be clear, where the end all be all goal is, so you can design your business in a way that. All right, next list. So there's an exercise in the course called a Be Do Have list. And this Be Do Have list really helps you connect your mission and your vision to who you want to become and how you're going to relegate yourself as a human being so you can grow throughout this process. Your business in general is going to be the limit of your best ideas and thoughts, meaning that if you don't know who you're trying to become or the qualities and standards that you're going to hold yourself to be as a person, your business will eventually fail or plateau. The do section is things that you want to accomplish in your life, and the have is things you want to have in your life that essentially reflect your lifestyle. That's a really good exercise in the course, and it really goes through what's the legacy you're going to leave. And if you have a strong legacy that you're desiring to leave, it's attractive. Like your clients, your employees, they are going to like you better. They're going to want to work with you, and you're going to feel more motivated. Moving on to the second to last row in the foundational tab of this document, it's the what if exercise. The course goes in depth on this, but these are essentially the categories of what if this happens, how would I feel, what can I do to prevent this, and what would I do if it happened anyway? So this in every business, people always tell me they're putting out fires. Well, you're putting out fires, it means you didn't plan well. You can pretty much reverse engineer any problem backwards and find a way to be proactive and prevent it from ever happening. For example, if you don't want your clients to be annoyed at you, you need to write out all the reasons they might be annoyed and then put systems in place to where that never happens. What if somebody quits your team? What are you going to do? What's your backup plan? How do you prevent these things in general from happening? How are you going to feel and how are you going to work through the emotions? Because growing a business is really hard and it's extremely emotional. And the best business owners, the best entrepreneurs, they catch themselves when they have negative emotions, or they just prevent them from happening in general so they can stay consistent with their work effort and mentality. All right, moving on to the final row in the foundation tab for your business. We have confidence anchors list, gratitude list, and quotes list. Like I said a second ago, guys, business is much more about your mindset and your momentum than it has anything to do with what you're selling, what industry you're in. If you're in any industry that has a market and there's money moving in that market, you can be successful if you can figure out how to sell what you're selling, how to brand yourself in a way that's positive. And the only way you're going to get there is essentially through action and effort. Action and effort come from your motivation and why you're doing what you're doing. So the reason we put this here on confidence anchors, we want you to remind yourself of why you're awesome and why people should work with you. It's actually, imposter syndrome is a thing. There's a lot of us who see other people be successful, but we tell ourselves that there's no way we could ever be that successful. And there's something wrong with us. So a confidence anchor is something in your past that you have done successfully that you need to remind yourself that you can be successful in anything you put your mind to. So you make a list of all of those things, put them there. Your gratitude list are things you're thankful for. It's so funny how we can get pigeonholed in the moment of something bad happening, and then we get pissed off, or we get angry, or we become hopeless or nihilistic that nothing we do matters or would make a difference. And that's usually because we're focusing on the wrong things. We focus on what we're thankful for, what's good about our lives. Usually the hard stuff that happens in business, it's just going to roll right off you because you know what? Things are still going on good on the back end. I've got a daughter coming. Nothing could faze me at this point, even if I lose some accounts or screw something up. I'm grateful, thankful, got an awesome wife. Finally, we got the quotes section. This is just one of those motivational things where you come up with all of your favorite quotes and you put them in one place to remind yourself of success principles, right? Mindset's everything, attitude's everything. It will determine everything else in your business and help you live out the values, culture, and the legacy that you want to live. All right, moving on to tab number 2 is your script and sales process, the cycle of the sale here. Now, for every single business, you're going to have a sales process, and your sales process is going to be the only thing that actually matters in your first several years of business until you get your revenue up to a place where you have the ability to hire staff, operations, marketing, etc. And so what's so wild to me is that I will coach and consult tons of businesses, and they don't have their sales process written out word for word. It's insane to me. Like, how can you improve if you don't know what you're saying? And what happens is if you don't have it written out, then you are saying whatever's on your mind and whatever's reflecting your emotions or ideas that day. If that's what you're doing, you may sell amazingly on a Thursday and the next Tuesday forget what you said and sell in a different way. And that's why your results are so inconsistent. So what you need to do here is you need to write out what you currently say, what you currently do. For example, I just went through this with an insurance company and what they say on the phone when they're calling certain leads. We changed a few of these different categories, wrote down what the owner said, and then wrote down how she said what she was saying when she was selling, like smile through the phone. That's a habit she wants her team to build that she didn't even realize she was doing. And the whole purpose behind the approach is to get the meeting or get the quote in her example. And we need to keep that front and center because a lot of times people will text or social media message, do all these things, and they'll never actually ask for a meeting, for example, and the approach, which is the whole point. Same thing for the introduction when you're actually giving a sales presentation or meeting with someone. What are you selling? The demo, the close, how are you collecting the money? How are you solidifying and making people feel good? This is where you write all of that out. It's so helpful because then you can see if you're getting an objection, you can actually reverse engineer, go back to your intro and find that you're not covering that objection correctly. We have a whole course that dives deep into the cycle of the sale. In fact, we're going to make a video on it on one of my favorite lessons on there, which would be cycle of the sale and some of the resources that you can have there. All right, moving on to tab number 3, the accounting tab. So in this accounting tab, it's designed to help you keep track of your profit and loss statement. It's designed to keep track of your balance sheet all in one place to keep it simple for you. Whether you have some different assets like rental properties in your property management company, or you just have a lot of personal selling clients that you're working with, you can project out your revenue here. You can actually throw in here how much you're expecting each month. You can put what your expenses, will be, and there's actually some formulas that are going to do some math for you to calculate up your yearly revenue, yearly expenses, and your net worth based on your assets and liabilities that you personally have as the business owner. Now, assets can be some personal things. It can be some business stuff as well. Liabilities are like loans and mortgages and all these types of things. Expenses are everything that you need to pay for in order to run your business, for example. So you can put everything there, keeps it really simple, all in one spot. So that way you're not jumping around and trying to remember and look at all these credit card statements. Tab number 4, the business structure. This is your ideal business structure of where you want to end up. And again, when we create these things, we're building a scalable model. So the idea is that you build all of this foundation, and then all you're doing is working towards these later goals. So whether you're a one-person show right now or you have 10 people on your team, you need to delineate and or plan the duties of every single person in your organization, from your marketing staff to your sales force to your leadership staff, management, admin, operator, assistants. You need to write out the responsibilities, what you're going to pay them, the notes to remind them on how you're going to train them. You can add all these different tabs over here, but that way you can actually just show people what they're responsible for and show them that other people are handling different parts of the business. And if you're a one-person show, you can write out what you're going to offload as you grow, which is one of the most important things you can do, is build a team. It's one of the biggest reasons why most people don't grow their business. We have a section down here where you can throw in all of your business assets on one place. So you have all of your links to click and find and throw into emails. We have a place to put all your services, packages, prices, your ideal client description, from their desires and fears to their likes, beliefs, and frustrations. We have a place to put all of your different products, listing out your ideal audience and why they would get this is why we have it here, to make selling simpler for you. And we have a place to put your entire business process from start to finish. And I kid you not, when you just lay it out, you're going to see places you can automate. You're going to see places that are redundant, and you're going to find things that you can hire out for $10 an hour for an assistant, so you can go and generate more revenue. It's pretty amazing. Moving on to tab number 5, the weekly schedule. Okay, so at the top here, we have my definition of work. Why is this so important? Because every entrepreneur is creative and excited about things and hard workers, but they often get distracted by what I call shiny object syndrome. And that's where we do a lot of things that feel like work, or we hire people and they're doing a lot of things that seem like work, but they're not work and they're not generating revenue. So what we want to do is, in this tab, is define what your revenue generating activities are, and then do that as much as humanly possible, and put everything else in the business that you have to do outside of those times so that you can still get them done, but sell as much as you can, because there's a momentum component to sales, just like there is a flow to sports. Once you get your head in the game, things become a lot easier. If you start and stop, things get more difficult. My definition of work for the business I'm in and the business I used to do door-to-door sales, is I'm either with a client or on my way to see one. And if I'm doing that, the business will grow. One of the things that you want to do that we have here is there's a rock, pebbles, and sand assignment in the full course, and it's going to walk you through what to put in every category. But the general idea is your most important tasks are rocks, your important but flexible tasks are pebbles, everything else is sand, and you always put your rocks first into your schedule so you can make sure you're time blocking, which is a concept where you are doing one thing for a certain period of time instead of jumping around getting distracted by shiny objects. We have it from 8 to 5. You can always extend that. We have your evening and night routine as well, and your morning routine, which you should have consistent every day, at least Monday through Friday. All right, moving on to the second to last tab, tab number 6, the projects and milestones. I use this all the time for project management and developing the business. You're going to have a million things in your business that you want to improve, from hiring people to improving the sales process to, updating your CRM or changing CRMs altogether. Well, that can be overwhelming. And what we try to do when we don't have a planned out 12 months of projects, we try to throw everything in 1 month and then we don't get any of it done. What's better is to strategically think about what's happening in the year and then plan out which projects you're going to have done every single month. And when you do that, you get everything done and you realize that you can prioritize the most important activities that will help you grow the fastest first. And then you put the projects that are important long-term, but maybe they're not going to move the needle short-term later on, and you work on that when everything else is done. We have some yearly milestones where you can set some goals on revenue or whatever it is that you want to set goals on, and some bigger 5, 10, 20, 15, 25, 50-year goals as well, so you can really dream of where your business will be. Moving on to the final tab. Actually, there's 2 more. I didn't see that clients one down there, but A lot of times people are trying to keep track of their leads and they have all these really expensive CRMs. Sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes you just need to keep them organized, especially if you're starting out. You may be someone with a CRM and you still just need to keep like a cheat sheet of the clients that you need to start following up with. So that way it's easier and faster for you. So we have a leads tab here that's, got your lead name, phone number, email, the company, the position they have, the location, how they know you, how they got recommended or how you met them, a nugget, which basically just means background information about them so you can connect quicker. There's, place to put in when you're meeting with them, the package they're buying, the reason bought, notes, etc. And on the final tab, you can keep track of all of your current and past returning clients, all that kind of stuff, so you can keep track of everyone that you work with. All right, again, the full document that I just walked through with every single tab is totally free, with a lesson that explains each tab in the description below. So click that link, click enroll. It's totally free. You'll get the lesson and you'll be able to click and make a copy of the Google Sheet so you can use it for your business. Really hope this helped, guys. Please leave a comment if this was helpful and on anything else that you would want me to talk about. And go ahead and like and subscribe. We'll see you at the next one.